All right, everybody, welcome to the Studying Brew episode 1080. It is 1080 episodes. We're in this thing. Thank you all for being here on this beautiful evening. It's so good to have all of you here. I mean, you could have been anywhere else, but you decided to be here, and that is the magic of getting a pass notice. We're literally making those decisions of being consistent, getting it onto a routine, learning the different things you need to learn so that way you can get an edge, so that way you can walk away with a pass notice. My name is Andy. I'm the guy that runs the back office over here at KonaButterflyz. Boy, are we just rolled in. I'm not even kidding. We just got in here just in time, but you're not here for my tardiness or my on timeness. You're here for Brandy. She's got her Series 6, 63, 26, Series 65, and her Series 7, which makes her more than qualified to teach you all the things you need to know so that way you too can get a pass notice. And that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Tonight, we're going to be doing questions from a Q Bank. I don't know which one, but we're going to do what?
I made my own questions tonight.
Brandy made her own questions. Brandy did her own questions.
No
Yeah. So,
secrets.
hey, just want you to know, suck on that, Kaplan. No, I mean, Snaplin. And if I see these questions in your Q Bank, we all know where they all came from because they watch. I'm telling you guys, they watch. They watch. They've made 5 Kona changes since we've been doing this thing to their program just to do what we're doing because we're getting pass notices. We see you. We know what's up. But we know, seriously, we're going to be going over some questions. Brandy's going to show you the techniques and how to work it and how to get to that and just using barely any content. Sometimes you got to use content. You do have to know some content. I know we show you techniques and where you don't even need to know content to get answers, but there is questions where you need to know some content. How much content? That's the magic. That's the magic. A lot of people out there, the problem is they overthink it all the time. They will think themselves into a wrong answer all the time. A lot of you know what I'm talking about because what happens is you click it and you go, dang it. Well, I mean, we probably say worse than that, but it's a family show, and then probably followed by a pencil throw or you know, a son of a biscuit and maybe a slam on the old desk with the fist, right? Or at least shaking the fist to the air, right? We just, oh, why did I do that again and again? Guys, that's why you got to do Kona. We're going to show you how to stop some of that bleeding, some of that misery, some of that struggle, some of that frustration. And we're going to give you a little taste of that on the 30 minutes of free. We do this Monday through Thursday. And if you want to get onto our program, we got stuff going on. Look, we have content just like everybody else. It's on demand all the time that you can go through any of these classes or whatever you need to do. Because I mean, we're living in a nation of we need to have a side hustle, a job, maybe a second job. I mean, just to pay for the omelets, right? You know what I mean? And you got to do what you got to do. So classes got to be at certain times. Maybe you got to do them at lunch. Maybe you got to do them after work. Whatever you got to do. We have that on demand stuff. Those content can be taken at any time. So if you're on the East Coast, like my man Tim, who's in Ohio, and you're not on West Coast time, you're like, man, I'm not on that time. Or I'm in Florida, like Jacoby and some of the other people, or even maybe Winnie, who's on right now, who's all the way in Hawaii. Look, you can do any of that content anytime. But we got is this live sessions that go during the day. Now, look, these live sessions and all exam sessions, these are based on helping you guys zero in, taking a quiz, looking at the questions, and really helping you dial in. Like, this is how you would have answered it with just techniques. This is how you can answer it with just using some a little bit of content, like we're going to show you tonight, and really dialing in how to master these exams. That's what we're doing during the live sessions. We're mastering exam taking and these different exams, or we do all exams, or we're doing all, like, we're showing you how to study, all the tips, everything. We have all this all wrapped into a program that's like a lot. Competitively, if you go out there and get this, you're probably paying at least 500 bucks for this program, but we're only doing it for like 50 bucks. 50 bucks. You guys spend more than a Starbucks and a McDonald's trip or some eggs, right? What's an 18 pack of eggs these days? And you can get onto this program. All you got to do is scan the QR code, hit the links. We've got books available for the SIE, the 663, 65, 26. That is just what you need to know so you can get those pass notes. No deep thinking, no crazy paragraphs to read, no 3 pages to explain something. It only takes a sentence. We ain't got all that. What we do have is right to the content, even interactive videos on the SIE and 65 books. Check them out. The Kona community, they're even meeting up to do quizzes together. Get in on the Kona family, man. They're over there studying together. We got ways where you can communicate with Brandy. You can ask her questions. The whole Kona community on the Discord. Can't join any of it unless you scan the QR code, hit the links. 951-290. That's our phone number. Give me a call, give me a text. We also got an email, KonaButterflyz@gmail.com. Join in. All right. Are you ready? What do we got tomorrow? We got the SIE, we got the 65, we got Kona Study Hall, we got small group tutoring, we got a whole bunch of Kona tomorrow.
That is true.
You can't join in unless you join up. So join up, join in, and get into that SIE live, which is going to be exam mastery, right? 10 a.m. The party starts Pacific Standard Time. Check your local listings on there. I have all the time zones. Arizona, you are on Pacific Standard Time, just in case you were wondering. 65 live, 11 a.m., 12 p.m., 1 p.m. Central, and 2 p.m. East. That's the 65. Then we Kona Study Hall. You can quiz and then just ask Brandy questions. You want to study with Brandy? Go ahead, get in the Kona Study Hall. If you want Brandy to tutor you, we got that going on tomorrow. Make sure that you have the proper program to help you get into that session. Also, what is Hawaii right now? 2 hours behind us. So if it's 10 a.m., it's 8 a.m. tomorrow for Hawaii. Got to recognize the Hawaii. 3 hours right now?
That's right.
Okay, so they're 7 a.m.
Yes.
So go get your surf and then come on and get some Kona. You know what I mean? 7 a.m. for those in Hawaii. Aloha. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's get into these Brandy questions. We're going to do, like I said, we're going to do some techniques.
Yeah, you can't say your rules and all that.
No, I'm not going to, but I'm going to say we're going to do some techniques and we're going to do some content. Brandy's going to work her questions.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you want to say about this?
This is like what we were doing on Saturday. I don't know, guys. Look, we all feel like sometimes we need a break from studying. Like, man, you don't understand. I've been hitting the book so hard. Like everything's getting mixed up. It's getting jumbled together. But we're still going to do test taking techniques. We're just not going to use securities.
There you go. We're not going to use securities. This is going to be a techniques workshop, if you will.
If you will.
So you really don't need to know any securities tonight.
Nah, it's fun tonight, guys. It's so fun tonight. But
we're going to give you a little flavor of the foundation of the techniques for Kona.
Exactly.
You ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Look, guys, I even started with answers first. You guys don't even have to like look all over the page or anything. Nope. I gave you your 4 choices right off the bats. You guys ready?
Yep.
Black Panther, Scarlet Witch, Spider-Man, Deadpool. Boom. Look at already. Deadpool, 1 word.
Deadpool is 1 word.
And I would say B and C, maybe the 2 S's.
And if I was, and this would be an example of thinking too much. If I was like Scarlet Witch is the only woman. Three boys, right?
I mean, possibly, but I didn't even.
Black Panther, yeah, exactly. 1 word is the key word right there.
Exactly, because the question is, get out. This window is in my way. Get out of here. All right. Which of the following characters is not part of the Avengers team in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Yes, I actually did specify.
And there's people on here who probably do not even know what we're even talking about because their nerddom level is not at this level. They're like, I don't know any of these characters. I don't watch the movies. I don't know any of it. Look, this is going to be the same thing for your securities. There's going to be questions where you don't know a dang thing about a dang thing. Or maybe you did know a dang thing, but you can't understand what they're even asking you.
Exactly.
Look what we just showed you. You could get the answer without not knowing anything. We were looking for the one answer that was 1 word.
And I purposely did not capitalize the not. I purposely did not bold the not. I didn't italicize it. I literally just said not, as if it was just a normal everyday word. Exactly. All right, let's go to the next one. By the way, I just want you guys to know I had fun writing this. I had fun. Bad guy. Don't stop. No time to die. Ocean Eyes.
My favorite, Billie Eilish. Eilish.
It is not a but Billy. It's not. That's not the question.
No.
But Diana put in the chat, "No Time to Die" is long
Yes.
because guys, this is 4 words, and this would be the equivalent of the longest answer.
Or do you know what it reminds me of? Is the other day we got a question on what is the largest regulatory body?
Yeah.
And there was what was it? FINRA, SEC,
MSRB, CBOE, New York Stock Exchange.
turns out it was FINRA. Why? It has the most letters in the acronym. That's why. So if you're thinking like, oh, this doesn't work on my regular exams, yes, it does.
It does.
That's an actual answer off an actual exam question.
Let's just pause. I want to pause real quick. I would not waste your time showing you things like this if it did not work on a real exam.
Got other things to do.
Other things to deal with, other things to focus on. If I did not think that this was important, we would not be spending this much time on this stuff. And just like what Eric said in the chat, it does work. I promise you. But you gotta try it on for size. All right. So 4 words. Now, the question is, Billie Eilish won an Academy Award for a theme to a James Bond movie. Which one was it? Look, I don't know. Look, I kind of stopped watching James Bond's movies, not just for no reason other than I just got busy. I don't know, right? But doesn't, out of all of these answer choices, the one that's the longest, "No Time to Die," doesn't that even just sound like a James Bond song?
It's got that vibe.
It's got the James Bond vibe to it, and it's 4 words.
And Eric just said, he goes, I've passed 4 exams with it, 3 securities related and 1 not, using the same stuff. Guys, this is the stuff you can use on any multiple choice exam. Eric literally passed an exam that has nothing to do with securities and uses the same exact techniques.
I got asked on Tickety Talk if this will work for medical exams.
Yep.
Any exam. Any exam. Boom, boom.
We teach this to our high school kids.
Now, you guys heard us yesterday talk about the one that's different.
Yeah.
So I have koala bear. I have a snail. I have a brown bear. And I have a grizzly bear. The snail is definitely the one that's like way different. Right?
A and B are not bears.
Okay. You got to work with me on
perfect. No, wait, stop. This is why Eric struggled in the beginning, because Eric thinks too much. That is exactly why he gets things wrong, because he in his brain was like looking at, oh, well, actually, there's not bears, and he makes a scenario up that doesn't exist, that he doesn't need to pay attention to, when the answer is dang snail and just pick it.
And yes, because I know koalas are not bears, but we call them koala bears.
Facts.
So this is a Kaplan. Oh.
Snaplin.
This would be like a Snaplin question that they love.
Makes no dang sense.
Like there's Q banks out there, guys, that purposely do stuff like this just to like the MSRB. We know it's called the Municipal Securities Rulemaking Board, but there is a question bank out there that leaves off the making part of the acronym, of the title of the thing, right? So work with me. And it's the snail, guys. It's a snail. It's the only one not cute and cuddly. How about that? Because I don't care what you say about grizzly bears. They are cute and cuddly. Anyways, the question though, because this was a fun fact. I said, I want a question that is just a random fact. This animal is capable of sleeping for up to 3 years at a time, depending on environmental conditions. What? Did you guys know that snails can sleep for 3 years?
No idea.
Fun fact. They sleep for 90 something. There's a 90 in there.
Why they don't run away when you throw the salt.
They're
sleeping.
Okay. All right. Let's get back to things that maybe we know more about. Stranger Things, The X-Files, Twin Peaks.
You threw in Twin Peaks. Do you know there's probably hardly anybody on here that knows what Twin Peaks was?
Probably some people don't even know what the X-Files were. D is 1 word. That is 1 word. That is 1 word. That starts with the T. Wait, that's not what I say. That's not what I say. Not the T and T. This was 2, and this was 2. Right? Mm-hmm. The X-Files has a dash. Agent Mulder. Mulder and Scully. I have those Barbie dolls, by the way. Let's go match this thing up real quick. A popular series that features a group of kids battling strange creatures from another dimension in the city of Hawkins, Indiana.
This is the key word.
Right?
Would it be Stranger Things? Because we're matching up strange with strange. And there's some people that Diana put supernatural. Now that makes sense because you're thinking of supernatural, but what you're not looking at is what it's asking you, and it's asking you for strange.
Oh, because you said other dimension.
Yes.
But but just because you're from another dimension doesn't mean you're supernatural, bro.
And
See,
that's
you're not
sometimes is why
Superman.
we get it wrong.
You're not Superman.
Sometimes I think it's really important to see questions like this that really push why we get things wrong. Like it's a fun way to look at it. It takes the pressure of the securities world off of it. And you guys thinking only security stuff and understanding this is not just about securities. It's literally learning how to read questions and paying attention to what it's asking.
And learning something in the
and having fun too.
Like snails to me for 3 years. All right. Okay, you guys got it. Okay. Carly Larner. Wow. You could tell that I did not say that out loud when I was typing this.
No.
Carly Larner.
Dana Tarragon.
Yes.
Yes. I know.
Arya Stark.
Yes.
And I'm not even going to attempt it.
You're not going to say Daenerys Targaryen?
No. But you got it. Andy said
it. Targaryen.
Now look. Sorry. This is the longest.
Game of Thrones.
This is the longest. And then this is D and T, and this is D and T. Now, the other thing I wanted to point out is, for the most part, Carly, Dana, and Arya are pretty common names.
Sure.
You might get a pen that has their name, right? But the last one, no. I'm sorry, that's a very unusual name. So that's the other thing, unusual name. Like it's an unusual, it's like stagflation.
Right.
Unusual word. Right? So and similar. Can we say that B and D are pretty similar to each other?
Sure.
Okay. And I mean, Andy's right. He watched this thing. I did not watch this. But if I took a stab at a TV series called The Game of Thrones and who is known as the Mother of Dragons,
Answer D.
Probably going with D. Because it doesn't sound like right. Carly, Dana, or Arya.
It doesn't seem like those three would own a dragon now, does it?
No. But the last name does.
There you go.
Dang it. Right? Okay. I think I have one more. I do. I learned something today on this one.
By the way, worst finale of any series.
Worse than The Sopranos? Maybe HBO just has a thing with that.
No, it was way worse than that.
Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn.
Yeah. Mars, you eat more candy bars. Jupiter, you get more stupider. That's all I know.
That's true. Mars is the shortest word.
Yes.
It's also called the red planet, right?
Yeah, that's what they say.
I think I remember from school, Jupiter has like the most moons or something.
Mm-hmm. And Mars wants, Elon wants to go to Mars.
Yeah. Yeah. Mars is where men are from, and Venus is where women are from.
I've heard that too.
Yeah.
It's also a shaver.
That's true. So the question is, fun fact. This planet from our solar system is known for having the longest day. It takes about 243 Earth days to complete on full rotation. Which planet is it?
Ooh.
Now, guys.
Some people are totally lost on this one. How do you get this, Brandy? How do you do it?
I'm not gonna lie, guys. When I did this, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna draw the sun. Right? I'm gonna draw the sun. And then it went like I don't even remember the thing, but it's Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus. Neptune, and gonna include Pluto because I like Pluto.
Right.
Right. So I'm like, okay, this is where we're at. Right. And we're basing it on Earth. Okay. So then it was like, dude, I'm like overthinking this thing. Right. And I'm like, okay, right. Well, it seems like that, like, this is the furthest away from the sun. So it has to be Saturn. Right. But then I was like, wait a minute. If it's furthest from the sun, this is going to be the darkest one, not the lightest one. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So then I go, well, Venus out of all of these is closest to the sun. So it's probably going to have more day because it's closer to the sun. So I went with Venus based on that. My very eager mother just sent us nachos.
Yeah.
I like that.
Because it's not Mercury.
No, because Mercury wasn't in my list.
Nope.
Right. But actually, you guys want to know, so that's how I picked it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, I had to put the fact on there. I literally Googled this thing. A day on Venus is 5,832 hours, followed by Mercury, which is only 1,408. Mars is 25 hours, and the rest of the planets are like 10 to 17.
There you go.
Isn't that crazy?
Fascinating.
Look at that, guys.
And you thought you were just getting securities knowledge.
And you thought you were just going to learn securities with us, but no, now you can
now you can
everybody at your next party by saying Venus is 243 days.
Depends what kind of party. You could also be sitting there by yourself with your Mars and Venus talk.
Guys, Venus is closer to the sun, so it's brighter. That's how I picked it. I don't know why I'm not an astronomist person. It's something about the rotation.
Venus has the longest school day and work day.
Can you imagine, guys? Can you imagine if you had to be at work for 5,832 hours?
Nothing's longer than this question going right now.
I think it's an interesting topic.
Oh, we're done?
Yeah.
That was it?
That was 6 questions.
Wow, that was awesome. That went really quick.
That was 6 questions.
Ooh, I thought it was going to go a lot longer, like a day at Venus. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Look, you can have fun with this. These techniques work on a lot of things, a myriad of stuff. Guys, you just learned how to do some stuff without even knowing. It had nothing to do with, securities. It had nothing to do with, like, some of you don't even know, like, some of the topics we went over, pop culture, science, whatever. Look, you can apply this stuff to anything, really, honestly, and master these exams. If you're not with us, join in. This is just a small portion. If you really want to see how that kind of thinking works with securities, you're like, oh, that's fine with all that, but can you really do it with security stuff? We're going to be doing that in the live sessions. That's what we do in those live sessions for the members during the day. You need to be on that. So that way you can see how easy these things are easily answered and connected. And then you can raise your scores and give you that extra edge you need in your exam so you can get a pass notice. All right, everybody, join in on those sessions tomorrow, but we also be back for the Studying Brew, same bat time, same bat channel tomorrow night. Can't wait to see you. Stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your friend's face. That's all I know. Keep the positive mental attitude. PMA, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you so much for being on. We so super appreciate you. Practice looking at your quizzes a little bit differently. I promise you guys, it's worth it. We will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great one.